So I am actually going to talk through this video. So good morning. It is very early over here and I wanted to get straight out of bed and go ahead and start this tutorial. I am very excited and honored to be able to do a tutorial for you guys, because keep in mind that I am still learning, and I will share with you guys what I've done to sort of learn and pick up on, you know, how to draw, you know, different things, especially when you're doing like character design, which isn't as realistic, I guess. And some are, but like trying to get into more of like a cartoony type style was sort of a task for me when it came to learning. Okay, so background, right? Background is I went to school for fashion. So in fashion, in school, we learned how to draw figures. We did take a few illustration classes. So in illustration class, you break your figure down with 7 heads, right? I'm gonna do a quick, let me see. You would do, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so usually we're drawing on like long paper. So your character, your illustration, excuse me, your illustration is pretty long. So you will break it down by drawing half here. This is where your shoulders would be. This is your neck here, and you probably will bring this up just a bit here. Yeah, because then you got your waist, end of your leg. Well, this is basically like the crotch area, and then you've got legs. Okay, legs here, and so the body is just basically some triangles turned upside down and squashed together is what you could say. So this is where I'm coming from, learning on how to elongate the body and draw the body. And this is something that I loved as well, is that really I didn't have to stick to this. And y'all, let me go ahead and let you guys know my nails are atrocious. They have been coming off. I've been growing my nails out and I got acrylic on them, and the acrylic is starting to come off. So my nails are atrocious right now. Please excuse my nails, okay? They are taking a beating. We are in mourning. My nails, we're in mourning. But anyway, so this is how we would break down the body. And you can make this, you can make your hips here as thick as you want it. You can make your waist as small as you want it. You can manipulate this however you like for your illustrations to be how you want them to be. So over time, because you do this repeatedly, you do this repeatedly in school, excuse me, I have got to where I can literally just draw my body out, and I actually need to bring this up a bit here. It's my legs here. Okay, that's my crotch right there. And I could take this right into, that's my arms here, neck. And sometimes in fashion, like I don't even draw a whole, you know, head, because it's not even about the face really. It's just about the body. And so here is basically, you know, just a breakdown for me to be able to draw whatever I want to draw fashion wise. This is what I would do. So coming into this, I was already very familiar with drawing my bodies, my figures into more of fashion poses, not really realistic poses. So that's something that I had to work on. And what I did was I researched and I watched, I researched from Pinterest. Pinterest actually gives you so much, it can give you so much detail on how to break down your poses, how to try different poses and practice. Pinterest, like, yes, Pinterest definitely helped me a lot. And so that is how I learned. And then also looking at different videos, looking at people's art styles and seeing how they sketch. With us in school, this is how we were drawing heads. And then that's when I learned the whole, I saw when everybody was doing this, where you, I have absolutely no idea. And this is probably being taught in art school, but I learned this from just watching videos, watching people break down how they were drawing, looking at tutorials, and saw that this is how they were breaking down, you know, the head. And I think it's something that I definitely caught on. Y'all, YouTube is your best friend. Pinterest, watching other artists, especially doing tutorials on YouTube, because there are a plethora of artists that are doing tutorials to show you how to draw eyes, draw noses, draw all these things. And I was definitely one that was actually watching it. So this is just a breakdown of how I was breaking my figures down for fashion poses and when I was doing my fashion illustrations, okay? So, and then this head is here is just something that I learned from watching videos, watching tutorials. Bam. And then I'm gonna say, because then, you know, you got your we're gonna call this the cross, that shows you where you plant your eyes and where you can plant your nose and your ears. Ears, nose, mouth. And that is definitely not correct in, you know, like anatomically correct, but listen. She already looks like a cartoon, but anyway. So when I got into cartoon style, I will tell you that a lot of this I sort of had to manipulate in more of a cartoonish style is what I was saying. And it took me, I think that was the hardest thing for me, because I had to learn how to make things not look particularly cute, if you get what I'm saying. In fashion, you want everything to be very pretty, very cute, very, you know, you want the body to look so, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you get my drift. Like, you want everything to be pretty. And when it comes to cartoons, and, you know, different art styles, it isn't necessarily pretty, but it is, you know, to me, in my opinion, it's so amazing. It looks, I love animation. I love cartoons and things like that. And so I am always fascinated with the artists and how, you know, they came upon that art style. And so that is what I'm still learning, y'all. What I'm still learning. Okay, so on this page, we're going to do an actual breakdown, okay? I told you guys to get your sketchbooks, get your pencils. We're actually going to do a complete breakdown of how I draw. I'm going to do one of how I draw the Oddly Sisters. It has become my art style right now. And then I'm going to show you the other ones that I use as well, because I do draw my cuter, I guess, style in a different way as well. So let's do a breakdown. All right, so for the Oddly Sisters, I'm trying to make sure I don't have what I'm sketching covered up, but I go with a rectangular shaped head, and I just curve these sides here. Okay, so with their body, I leave about a ½ inch here between my neck, because I like a long neck on my cartoon style. So I like a, you know, that's about a ½ inch. I guess I would say that's coming from sewing. So I like to leave just a little bit of length here, and I mean, that will be up to you how much you would want to leave on yours. But their body is pretty much their body is very short, and it is literally shaped just like this. It's just like a little rectangle, but I do put this triangular side down here, which is basically, obviously, this is our crotch area. Okay, because I'm gonna say we'll put this here so you can sort of see what we're working with. Same thing here. Okay. All right, and then the rest of this is for their their long legs. I like them to have these super duper long legs here. I like to make them a bit lanky and long, just like that. Okay, and then for shoes, for feet, y'all, I literally I go ahead and just draw sort of like a shape that I can do for shoes. That's what I do for the bottom, okay? And then their arms are really long as well. Definitely longer than what, normal arms are, so. Okay, and really when I start off, I don't draw too much detail. I think if you watch any tutorial, I think any artist will let you know you bring in your details last. And I do the same. I try to just break down where I'm putting everything and all of that good stuff, just like that. Okay, and so we have the beginning of an Oddly creation here. Okay, so, all right, and then for my eyes, I plant them here. Oh, let me move my arm a little bit. Plant them here. And to be honest, y'all, I again went on Pinterest trying to figure out different expressions, cartoon expressions. That's something that I'm still working on as well. Go. I don't care. Another thing that I went on Pinterest to find was how to draw character expressions, how to get the expression in their faces for you to be able to bring in the expression, the deep, that you're trying to bring. I am bubbling all over my words, y'all. I am so sorry. I am so nervous to be talking and sketching at the same time. It is ridiculous. But definitely working on character expression in the face to really be able to show meaning and express what, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It is early and I just, for some reason, all my words, I'm forgetting all the words. Okay. Okay, and that's ears. All right, so you get the drift. Okay, so when I regularly draw, this is how I have been doing that. I'm really just trying to break everything down because I am going to break down how I draw my hands and my feet. My noses, I guess. I am very, let me see. For my noses, I guess I do some different kinds, actually. I've been doing just this, really, because I don't really like drawing noses, y'all. I really don't. I can tell you there's so many different ways that you can draw the nose, and I don't really break it down too much. I don't. I really don't. So I guess with this, you could break this down into 3 circles, right? Just like that. And then you would go through and sort of make your little rounds here, which is the little important parts, and that's how you would get that. Look at that. That's a mini tutorial on how you can draw noses, okay? So that's how you would get this. Now this here is what I've been using on most of my cartoons, most of my characters, as you can see right there. Nothing too big. I think another nose that I do is just doing like a triangular upside down. And then you can sort of, I mean, you could bring in the nostrils on the side. Sometimes I don't. I leave it just like that, you know. Not really trying to bring in too much. I don't really like drawing noses. I really don't. Like, I've been playing with them, and I can definitely say that the Ollies have definitely given me a break from trying to draw a realistic nose. You know, it could just do a little C and call it a day, okay? But that's just a breakdown. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a face so I can show you guys how I draw my faces. Let me see. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do it on this side. I was playing with my Poscas, and I'm just gonna use this page too, just because I like using just this side, because obviously I'm left-handed. Okay, so head. Okay, and so I guess to be politically correct, I'll add the cross, okay? And so the cross is basically just to show you where you would basically pinpoint your eyes. My eyes are mostly, all my eyes usually have like an almond shape to them. For the Oddlies, of course, that's a cartoon style, but right here, I'm sort of doing like a semi-realistic design here, style, I would say. Y'all, don't pick at me for how I'm talking, okay? It is early, okay? It's like 8 something. It's almost 9, okay? And I got straight out of my bed so that I could do this tutorial for you guys. And I am just, first of all, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe they want me to do a tutorial. I think that is my biggest thing. And I'm just like, oh, I would love to. Now, what am I gonna do? What am I going to show y'all? Okay, so these are realistic ears, because you guys know I love my long ear. I just love them. But this is our semi-realistic. Okay, so this is when I sort of do more of a realistic nose, obviously. Okay, so now you could do a nose like that. Now, the thing is, this is why I say that most, in my opinion, most artists look like their art style, in my opinion, depending on which art style they're doing. My nose, I have this kind of nose where it's just, I don't know, it's like a button nose kind of, and I feel as though this is why I sketch this kind of nose. We all, our noses are all shaped like, you know, a little differently. And so this is the nose that I sort of use a lot. And I believe it's just because my nose is shaped like this. And see, now my nose doesn't want to be cute right now. Okay, so here is where I drew different ethnicities, and I only really changed up my nose a little bit. Here you can see, I think I envisioned her being like a redhead, and she just has this really pretty curly hair. And this is when I was practicing hair, y'all. So I have my braids here, I have a short curly bob here, and she was definitely a blonde, and I actually gave all of them names. But if you look here. You can see that, like, I just added, so like a bridge of her nose, so you can sort of see that it's elongated, and, you know, just made her nose a bit smaller. And then here, her nose is a bit more like mine, how I usually draw them. And then hers is sort of just like that too. I just sort of made her bridge a bit elongated to be able to show. And in my opinion, I feel like you can tell, you can see who's, you know, black and who's white, and, you know, could be different races or whatever. I feel like you can. Y'all let me know. But that is definitely something I'm still working on. But yeah, this is when I was sort of practicing my faces, and just sort of like, just different styles in, you know, of how I could be able to, I don't know, y'all. Basically, practice. That's what this was. Practice. We're not even going to get into it too deep, okay? This was practice. But I just wanted to show you guys this when I'm drawing overall. Like, yeah. And maybe you can't see. I don't know. But, y'all, I'm still working on that. So, this is just an example. That's still looking a little funky. But we're going to go back to her, okay? Because this one, I think I've got everything just smushed down too low. But this one here is a bit more what I'm going for. Trying to show an example and I'm messing up. Anyway. Back on task. Okay, so, and this is just, my eyes are always sort of big over time. I have seen an improvement in my eyes since my first video. I've definitely seen like a big change. Right now, I'm really into drawing eyebrows, thick eyebrows. And so what I do is I just take, and this is also from reference too, this is from learning how to do makeup and different stuff like that. But I do a nice arched brow, and I do like to give a little bit of hairs here, as you can see. I just feel like it just adds like a really realistic aspect to, or I should say detail, to my eyebrows. Okay, we got us some eyebrows. All right. Now, sometimes I like to draw like a lid on top of my eyebrow, on top of my eyes sometimes. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on what style I'm going for. Okay? And then for my mouth, I draw my mouth in a lot of different ways. And usually when I get down here to the mouth, that's where I see where maybe I need to drop my chin a little bit. I do this every time, y'all, because sometimes I have my face just too short, and I have to like elongate it a little bit, and that's the power of the eraser, okay? Yes, there is power in the eraser. Yes. Okay, and I draw that first lip, and then I draw my parting of the lips here, and I don't connect. I think I learned that from watching somebody's tutorial. Let's learn this. Now, I do love to draw a full lip. I love full lips because, again, I have full lips, so I do draw them. And I'll draw like just a little, where you can see like her lips parted, just like that. And I'm gonna sort of chisel out this side of the, yeah, just like that. That actually looks pretty cute. All right, tutorial. I know I'm like all over the place. I guess I'm trying to show you guys so many things in one video. And I know I'll probably later have to break it down. But yes, and then all of this is for our hair, okay? So this is how I break down my eyes and everything, and drawing everything. And the whole face, everything, y'all, is just shapes. Everything is a shape. Your nose is a square. Your lips, I'm trying to think of what, the lips you can break down. Let's see, let me break this down, right? So I did break down the nose. So you got your little, that's the upper, right? And so for some people, like me, I don't like to draw out the whole lip, you know? This is the bottom of the lip. And And then you got your bottom. Okay. And I have seen like where they break down all the shading you can do in the lips and everything, y'all. Like, I'm telling y'all, if you get on YouTube and you really watch different artists and their tutorials, it will help you so much. I feel like I have learned so much from different artists. One that I love, she is amazing. She is everything. Her name is Brush and Bunnies on YouTube. I feel like she has the best tutorials, and I love her art style. It is so beautiful. Oh God, I love it so much. But she's definitely one that I would definitely tell you to watch hers. I also love Christina Lorray. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but I love her because she is one of the biggest African-American artists that's on YouTube. I think she has like 500,000 plus subscribers. Okay, so listen, I'm trying to get like sis. Okay, I would love to be able to have that big of a YouTube family. Like, that is awesome. But she does really good tutorials. I love her art style as well. She's really bomb. But they really break down, because I feel like I'll have to break mine down like a bit more on how I draw everything. But the face is just a lot of shapes. The ears are ovals, you know, the eyes are ovals, you know. And the best practice is just to keep practicing and drawing the same thing over and over and over until you get it. This face is bothering me, so I'm gonna erase it, y'all. It is aggravating me. So we'll have to erase that one. But all right, hands. So I think any artist will tell you that drawing hands is something that most artists just hate to do. Okay, it is a pain in the ass, literally. I think that is definitely something I am still working on. Now, what I can share with you is the breakdown of how you draw a hand, and then the easy way to draw a hand, okay? And that is definitely not drawing every single finger, period, okay? Like, no. So, the basis of a hand. It is, as well as everything else, shapes. Okay, so here, and even if I like broke this down into, okay, that's our thumb for each. Okay, I got that a little too long right there. Okay. Now, in my opinion, what I'm gonna tell you about hands is that you need to make sure to use references, actually practice. Y'all, when it comes down to this, I remember when I used to watch the tutorials and they tell you just about practice, like it, but the thing is, it's so true. It's so true. You have to sit and you have to take different references and actually draw out whatever you're practicing as a million times, because that is the only way. I've been drawing since I can remember. That's how it was everything to me, and there is always still more that you can learn. Now, I have not yet perfected drawing a hand in like really like realistically, like I have not. My hands always have more of a cartoonish type style to them. I'm sorry, I just have not, and I have never taken the time to say, oh, I'm gonna sit and like learn. I haven't, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I haven't, but I feel like I have it enough to be able to draw and get away with it. Okay, that's what I would say. because these are bent, so I like to sort of show like where that knuckle is. I feel like it just brings a bit of a realistic look to them, and adding nails as well. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, at some points in this, because I am actually recording my voice as I am doing this, no, like actually talking while I'm doing this, you're gonna hear my kids in the back, so I am so sorry. But yeah, so this is a hand. So basically, some easy ways that you can draw without drawing every single finger. These are like my go-tos. Like if you're carrying a purse, I have my go-to that I like to do. You guys will see this here so many times. And in my opinion, I just feel like if you're not like up close, I just don't see the whole reason. That's the strap there, and you can even do like that. Here. Now, a lot of times, depending on what you're doing, if you're telling a story, sometimes you definitely, actually in any story, not sometimes, but you need those hands to show expression as well to go along with the face. So, for me, that goes into like your poses and different things like that. And for me, that's something that I'm still working on. But I do have my easy and shortcut ways that I use where I'm not drawing out each hand, or each finger and all of that stuff. I'm trying to think of another way. Let me see. Even when I do them and they have like, like the pinky and I always use this line here, which is like basically where my knuckles would be. Even if you bend them a little bit. I just say this all goes into practice, because even I don't feel like I have hands, I just don't have them like down packed, y'all, not yet. Not to do a tutorial, okay? Y'all have put the pressure on me, okay? That's, I guess, showing all of the fingers there. But I use this line. This line is crucial for me. This is like my knuckle line here. But it helps me to be able to pinpoint where my fingers can start branching out and all that stuff. Yeah. So, and then, I don't know, you definitely have to use reference, y'all. Y'all definitely have to use reference. I feel like I can only give you so much on that, because that's something I'm still working on too, is perfecting my hands and even my feet too. For feet, okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a breakdown. Do a breakdown. So, for feet, I always do almost like a duck's webbed feet a bit, and this is just like an outline. And so then when you go to like actually add to this, like say if you was adding toes and different stuff, I always feel like you can add toes to it and then give your little outline like a little bit of a shape, right? And when I tell y'all, I rarely do this, And so it's all about, and then you just sort of fit your toes in how they can go, like, you know, how you want them to go. And y'all, I rarely do this. Like, I rarely break down my toes and how I draw my feet. If you're doing a side view, make sure I got this over so y'all can actually see it. I always draw that one toe, and this is like profile, and I draw the heel. It's just about shapes, and you got to make sure you add a little bit of ankle there. Okay. And so this, if I was doing like an easy sketch of this, I would have just done this, right? Fast sketch, right? And then you go in and you add the body. That's how I like to say. You go in and you smooth it out. And you add the actual realistic details to it. Just like that. Just like that. See? And that's a side profile. Now, y'all, I don't add a lot of details to mine. Like, I just feel like I'm doing a horrible job on this. But y'all, bear with me, okay? As I grow, you guys can grow with me, because I still only do like the minimum when it comes to like my hands and my feet, y'all. I really don't do the extra. And I'm sure you guys can see that in my work. Like, I rarely do too much extra detail. If I don't have to do it, I'm not going to. Okay, so now some different things is, like, say if you're walking, right? Or sometimes it's just about how people are posing their feet. I would say this is one that I know I use a lot, especially like if they're walking. Okay, so now most of the time, you know, for me, my people have on shoes. So you're really gonna see their toes, but I'm gonna draw toes. Show you how their toes would be going, okay? And this again, y'all, goes to practice. And I am again gonna reference my girls again, because I just feel like they could definitely help you guys a bit better than me, because I am still, now with the foot down, your feet, if you look at the, you know, your feet are more like little circles. And again, if I was actually doing this, like actually drawing this, I would use a reference again, because there's more that you would draw for this foot here than just these little circles. But listen, I've already done a horrible job with the feet. So as you can see, I'm still working on my hands and my feet and all of that good stuff. But I feel the most thing that I'm comfortable with sharing with you guys is like the face, drawing lips and, you know, the noses and stuff, and also doing the breakdown of the body, you know, and really just drawing the body down and then breaking it down. It is all a breakdown. Okay, so here I'm going to, I think I'm drawing, okay, so here I'm going to draw down, I'm gonna draw a complete body, and I want you guys to draw with me. So first things first, we are going to do a breakdown of the body. And we're going to start off with the shapes first. And what I'm not going to confuse you guys with the 7 heads. You don't even have to draw that. Like, as you see here, you know, after a while, you just don't have to do it. And sometimes it can be confusing. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the head first. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we have our head here. All right, so this part is what we're going to draw next, and that's the torso of the body. So here, I say go down about 1/2 inch, just a little bit. It depends on how long you want your head, but just going down about 1/2 inch here. Then we're going to start our torso. So your torso is basically, y'all, 2 triangles. That's what this is. 2 triangles meshed together. You see that? They're meshed together to create this waistline here. That's what it is. And then all of this down here is basically just a long triangle. Because if you break this down, look at that. You got legs. And then you got your feet. However you want to draw your feet. Right down there again. Okay? So let's get our torso. So torso here. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna let you know is right here where your shoulders are, I like to go back and I like to sort of slant those lines right there, because it gives it more, it's more realistic. Our shoulders are not just straight, they go down in an angle, and that's how I like to go back and just add that definition right there. Okay, so y'all, this is our waistline right here, and then the rest of this is for our legs. So let's go ahead and draw our long triangle here. And at the end of this triangle, you can leave a little opening right here, and that is because we know our leg, we need just a little bit there for our feet, and we don't want them to be exactly touching, but yeah. Okay, so here go legs. I like to put a little definition on my crotch area because I don't know what I'm drawing yet, but that's my crotch area. Okay, now this is, if you know, cartoon style, this is how you would keep your legs. If you're going for more of a semi-realistic, this is going to be the weirdest figure because I'm about to do one leg with definition and one not. So you would actually form this out, y'all. See that? Form that leg. Okay. This side is cartoon, and I'm gonna put that cartoon, or you know, just artistic. But if you're going for like a semi-realistic, you want to actually form those cows and all of that stuff out. I'm going to put semi-realistic on this side. Okay, to show you the difference. It's the same thing that I'm going to do on this arm right here. So this arm, like, I will make it really skinny and short. Okay, if you're doing a realistic arm, you're going to give it a little body. Okay, what you would do is, like, which I'm hoping I'm portraying through everything, is how you can go from straight. You can go from straight here and then add your curves and your definition after. Yeah, you can do straight here, and then you can go in, and I'm finna show you here, go in and add that definition. You can go in and add definition. That is what you would do, because nobody's arms are like straight, just straight with no type of, you know, in real life. It just depends on what you're drawing. That's the thing. Like, if you're drawing cartoons, and it doesn't really matter. But if you're doing if you're doing a semi-realistic sketch or illustration, then it does. And then with her arms, you know, you're just gonna give it a Give it a little body. That's what I like to say. Give it a little body. Okay. And that's how you do that. That is the full breakdown of just a regular figure. Okay. Now, I think I am going to leave actually doing poses for another video, okay? Because I feel like there is a million and one things to cover, and one video is not gonna do it, because this video here is already gonna be super duper long, okay? So that is the breakdown of the body. Here is where I was showing you how you can really just take shapes and draw. I mean, you could say this is right here is just like a triangle, really. And you got your head here, okay? But that is a breakdown, okay? This was our this was our cartoon style here. And then this is where I was showing you how I can, you know, you can add movement, but after, you know, you don't even have to break it down like this. You just sort of just sketch, okay? And then we have our noses here, and then on this I attempted to draw hands and feet, okay? And then here I feel like this was probably the best one, where I was able to actually do a breakdown to show you guys how I break down my face. And really the face is just shapes as well. And I can show you, it's just shapes, you know. Even for the mouth, it's an oval. The eyes are ovals. And the eyebrows are what? Rectangular square ends, I guess. Okay. But that is so off. But listen, you get the drift, okay? So y'all, that is gonna be it for this tutorial. I pray and I hope that I helped you in some kind of way, because I'm really just showing you guys, sharing with you guys how I draw stuff, how I learned to draw stuff, and how I sort of tried to break down the two different ways that you could probably draw things. I am still learning, and so I know that I will try and attempt to do tutorials in the future where I can probably show you more, because I don't want to put so much in this video because it's gonna make it super duper long, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys were sketching along with me, and I will see y'all guys in the next video, okay? And I'm probably definitely gonna end up doing a sketchbook tour later, and that'll be recorded, and I will share that with y'all too. But yes, thank you guys for sketching with me and listening to me as I did this tutorial, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.